Good morning, pre-K and kindergarten. Today we are going to do an intricate project using toilet paper tubes. Now I only have one toilet paper tube here with me, but if you would like to use more than one, I definitely recommend doing so to save some time and so that you can do different designs. What we are going to do today is stamp flowers using your toilet paper tube. The items you're going to need are a pair of scissors. You're going to need your piece of paper to stamp your flowers onto. You're also going to need some paint brushes for your different colors. And you're going to need your paint. So you can do this project with any color that you decide. You can make all your flowers the same color, or you can do many different patterns, many different colors. You can do multicolors with your flowers. This one is a free range project and it is completely up to you. So the first technique I'm going to show you is just your basic flower shape. You're going to take your toilet paper tube and you're going to cut a small snip into the end of it. Just like that, one small snip. Then you're going to turn your tube and we're going to cut a couple more so that I have at least 6 slits into my tube, 5 or 6. And then you're going to fold back the edges that you just cut. So now I have a stamp that I can work with. You are also going to take your paintbrush and you're going to pick a color that you plan on using for your flower. You are going to paint just the edges. I think for my first color I'm going to use purple so that it's nice and easy for you guys to see at home. I'm going to paint all of the edges of my flower, okay, on the toilet paper tube. Okay, now that they are nicely colored, I'm going to press it down nice and flat, and I'm going to push down all of those edges onto my paper, just like so. Now I'm going to repeat this process a couple times with this color, just so that I have a nice broad array of different colors on my paper. So I'm going to do at least 1 or 2 more purple flowers before I decide to change and do the next flower. Again, you want to make sure when you're stamping that you push down on all of the edges where that paint is so that it transfers nicely onto your paper, just like that. Okay, so now if I'm all done with this color and I don't have a second toilet paper tube, what do I do? This is where your scissors come in handy. You're going to go in and you're going to cut all of those purple leaves off in a nice circle, close to the edge because I don't want to waste too much of the paper towel roll. And now I am ready to start over. It is a little bit smaller, but it is still usable. So the next technique I'm going to show you is how to do these big, giant sunflower shapes with all of these teeny petals. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your scissors and your paper towel tube and you're going to cut those snips again. Just the tip of the scissors, okay, about just a tip of a pinky, just a small bit. Okay, so now I'm going to cut small, even strips, okay, all the way around. I'm not going to leave them big this time. I'm going to do small ones, and I'm going to cut about 10 at the least. And you're going to do that all the way around until you come back to the beginning. Now you want to be careful because you don't want to cut your flower petals off completely. You just want to cut into the roll enough so that when you go to the end, you can fold all of those little teeny slips of cardboard out that make a flower shape. See, just like so. And I'm going to use a clean paintbrush and do the same technique that I did with the first flower. I'm going to paint all of the cardboard flower pieces, and then I'm going to press it onto my paper, and I'm going to go all the way around the edges to make sure that the paint transfers onto my flat paper. I think this time I'm going to use a lighter color so that we can see the sunflower shape. Again, you don't have to do every single petal the same color like I am. You can mix your colors up. You can do multiple different colors on a flower. You can make rainbow flowers. You can make tie-dye flowers. That is completely up to you and to how creative you would like to make yours. So I'm going to press mine down nice and even. Hopefully every single little petal transfers nicely. And now I have my flower shape. So I'm going to do a couple more of those. Maybe I'll do some in different colors this time so you can see what that looks like. I'm going to do yellow on the outside with some orange on the inside, like that. This lighting is not very good and I'm having a hard time finding somewhere where you can see. Okay, so you have a darker color on the inside, and then I have my light yellow on the outside. And I'm going to press all of those little petals down on the paper, all the way around. And presto, I have a multicolored flower. And my last one I'm going to make completely orange before I go ahead and show you the last technique that I want to show you with these. And again, this is a lot easier if you have multiple toilet paper tubes. That way you don't have to sit there and worry about cutting them all. Each time you're finished with a color, you'll just have your next one ready to go. I'm going to place this orange one over here. Press all my edges down nice and tight. And now I have an orange flower on the paper. So for the last technique, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to cut off all of the orange and yellow that I just did on my toilet paper roll. The last technique we're going to be doing is triangle shapes to achieve more of an intricate flower that is not square. So what you're going to do is the same steps that you did with the first flower. You are going to cut about 5 or 6 slits in your toilet paper tube, and we're going to fold those open. Now you are going to need your scissors again, so make sure those are on hand. Okay. Now that I've done that, I am actually going to go back and I am going to cut little triangle shapes out of those little squares so that I have diamond or triangle shaped petals. I'm going to do one side and then we're going to do the other side all the way around. Last one. Presto. Now as you can see, I have a star flower instead of a regular square petaled flower. For this one, same technique as the rest of them. I'm going to go in with a new paintbrush and paint those edges. I think this time we're going to do some green just to mix up the colors on my paper and make them more rainbow. Okay, now I have green painted star, and I'm going to press all those triangle edges onto my paper. And now, as you can see, I have a triangle shaped flower. And again, these are just 3 of the techniques that I came up with for this project. You can probably come up with your own while you're working on yours at home. That is completely fine, as long as you're using your paper towel tubes as your stamps. I am okay with whatever creative ideas you guys decide to come up with at home. Okay. I only did a couple flowers on this page. Again, you can do as many as you want. You can overload your paper with flowers like I did this one. It is completely up to you, your designs, your creative ideas. You can make flower patches, or you can just do 3 flowers on the paper and call it a day. It is completely up to you guys. But thank you so much for tuning in. I am so glad that you guys are still with me through all of this. I miss all of you. If you have any ideas for art projects, please send them my way and I will make sure that I make a video. Bye guys, see you tomorrow.